What's going on, everybody? Good morning. I'm back here for another video. I am here, my morning walk in Rome. It is my last day here. Last morning here. I leave at 11:30. Right now it's about 5 a.m. I still have some packing to do as well, but I always wake up at 4:40 and walk, read, reflect, and then do either burpees or a workout. But essentially this video is just to reflect on the perspective change I've had while being here. This is something that you can experience as well with visiting a different culture or different continent. This is my first time in Europe. And it's crazy because I thought it'd be way earlier. I'm 2 months away from turning 30, and it could have been better timing. God's timing is perfect, and He gave me this experience and this trip, being able to see Barcelona, which was my dream, then Valencia, then Madrid, and then finally Naples, which blew me away, and my favorite city in Italy, and then Rome. But essentially, I wouldn't be able to appreciate it the way I do now. And God knew that. He gave me this trip at the perfect time. If it was me younger, I would have been chasing everything, trying to hook up with many women as possible, trying to party as much as possible, escape, not be grateful, hate going home. And it's just massive. I was able to experiment so much in terms of just seeing a different life, experience a different culture, rhythm of life. Europe is a whole different rhythm compared to the West, where everyone's chasing in a hurry, in a rush, stress, anxious. They don't even know why they're chasing. They're just following the crowd. And that was me for a very long time as well. And just seeing this trip and the perspective I got, I was, just give me a whole different idea of how to live life, and just apply the things that Europeans do so well, which is, have a relaxed day to day. There's a lot of walking here as well, I've noticed. That's why there's not many fat people, obese people. And the one thing that I can't change, unfortunately, is the food quality. The food quality here is another level, especially in Italy. The way they make their bread is completely different than Canada. Their cheese as well. They have access to raw dairy, not in grocery stores, but raw dairy just through farmers. And so all the food they have, there's standards that Italy, more than any other country in Europe, follows. And you can taste the difference, especially Naples. Naples is absolutely crazy. Like, I was able to try pizza again after 8 years. Pasta I did as well. And I also did a few desserts. Just basically experimenting, because, when you're in Italy, like, who knows how long I'll be here, or will not be here again. I do want to visit once more. But so I'm just kind of walk through garbage. It's just crazy how good everything tastes here, and how well the people treat the food here, and the sense of community it brings. But more or less, just huge, basically perspective change, and just being able to internally work on myself here as well. I was able to still keep in touch with my coach, who's helped me a lot to figure out everything is, internal. Everything is within. The West teaches you everything is without. And Europe helps to reestablish everything is within. Like I said, no one is chasing. No one thinks that there's something outside of themselves that they have to rush for, or that society tells them they have to chase. And it's just something that I have to keep in mind, especially when I go back. It's very easy to get convinced with society in the West, and back in the routine. But there's still a few things I'm going to be doing when I am back in Canada, back in Canada, been visiting states. That's something that I do. Is first off, I already deleted Amazon, so there's no like instant purchases. I'm also going to be deleting Uber Eats, just so I can have more whole foods. And if I do want to go out, make sure it's walking there. And it also just brings a better in-person connection than if I were to just order online. I see that the West has no real relationships with the people around them. Everything's transactional, and everyone kind of just like buys their things, goes on about their way, and there's no community aspect like in Europe. Like they have markets here, which they don't have in Canada. They have one, but like one compared to like the many they have here. Also just the rhythm, just calming down more and not letting society tell you, oh, you have to rush goals, which is just chasing the devil. Have goals, or else you're behind. And if you're not making money, you're not progressing. And money comes, as a consequence of you helping people, finding your gift. That's one thing I'm still figuring out, but this trip has helped me a lot with that. I was just looking more internal as opposed to external and trying to find a method. Before I was trying to find a method to make money. And now it's, what is my gift? What do I enjoy doing? What makes the most impact to those around me? I was able to still post my trip and some reflections. But now that I'm back, when I went back home, it's a whole different experience of being able to really apply what I learned and change my perspective on life and how I approach things. And it's all about working for God. Like this trip would have been possible if I tried to plan it or made a goal to I'm gonna go see Europe before 30. That was never in my head. My whole thing was I want to see Barcelona since I was 10, watching their soccer team growing up, and just wanted to visit Barcelona and look at the stadium. That was all I wanted. And then just being able to work on myself, work for God. He gave me the blessing of being able to see Valencia as well, and Madrid with a friend, and after that see Naples, which was completely crazy, and also sort of a dream as well because Maradona played there. And I'm not sure if I mentioned before, but I'm half Argentinian as well as Ecuadorian. So growing up I was a big Maradona fan, and that city basically worships him. So I was able to see the culture there with that. And then Rome, obviously the Colosseum and everything else, the Basilica, Vatican City, Trevi Fountain, all the touristic stuff. But yeah, everything's gonna hit me much more when I'm back. But I mean, it's just to share that if you're at a place where you're stuck, especially with the way you see things, and maybe you're not sitting right or not at peace or grateful with where you're at, take a trip, but don't do it to escape, do it to invest in yourself and get a perspective change. I recommend a whole different culture. So maybe going to Asia if you're in the West, or going to maybe the West if you're in Europe, vice versa. But really experimenting and seeing something else completely different as opposed to just staying in your continent. And if you're doing it correctly, the right habits, then you will get a huge shift in your consciousness when you do get back and be able to help other people with it. Like I certainly will. But yeah, it's like I said, everything will help me more. This video is still fresh, I'm still here, but super grateful. And I miss Italy a lot, but I do see myself living in Europe. So when I'm back, it's not focusing on that, just focusing on working for God. He will bring me everything that I need because he knows my goals and what I want. Not my goals, but what I want in life and what I want to experience. And his timing is perfect. So like I said before, he knew I had experienced Europe at this point in my life, and he'll know when I'm ready for the next step, and he knows the plan already set out for me. So something to reflect on for yourself if you are watching, having doubts of where you're at, where you want to be, and you know that something's off. Visit, travel somewhere else, completely different, experience a different culture, and you'll be able to see what it really is you want. But yeah, hope you enjoyed the video. I think very raw, just me finishing my routine and heading back and just getting a perspective change on everything. So if you like the video, like and subscribe. More coming along. Other than that, keep doing your thing. Keep experimenting, following your consciousness, removing vices, and having a routine. And in the meantime, all the best of luck. And yeah, keep killing it.